Hi everyone, welcome to GM on Just channel. In this video, I would like to show you guys an amazing game in the Petroff Defense. What is so special about this game is that almost it feels like it's just so easy to play this game from White's perspective. Most of you will be able to guess the moves that White played, and it wouldn't feel like even one move that White played is difficult, which we won't play in a tournament game. Let's get started. E4, E5, Knight of 3, Knight of 6. One of the most solid openings in chess, probably like in the top level. Petroff is a feared line because against 1e4, Petroff is a solid opening which holds the position very easily for black. Kramnik used it during his prime years extensively, and Caruana has played this extensively in recent years. Let's see how this game went. Knight e5, d6, knight of 3, knight e4. Knight c3 is another common way to continue in this position. Here d4 is what I'm familiar to choose. This is the old main line. I remember I have played this many years ago. So bishop d3, bishop d6, castle, castle, c4, c6. I think these are all natural moves coming out of the opening. Knight c3, knight takes, pawn takes. I think after a series of natural developing moves and few exchanges, we reach a position here. I'm sorry, I think black played bishop f5 in this position, and bishop g5 here was met with queen c7. We can quickly understand what is going on in this position. I think so far all the moves that White played were again natural opening moves. I'm sure they were following the opening theory. Here once again another developing move. Rook comes to the open file, and there is something to understand. Like black is yet to complete his development with the knight on b8 and knight d7 in this position. I mean, there are some issues when he develops the knight to d7 immediately. White has some ideas like knight h4 in this position to trouble the bishop, and it's hard to find a good spot for the bishop. Hence, black played a natural idea. h6 in this position. Now, in case the bishop moves away, black can simply complete his development with knight d7, and anytime knight h4 can be simply met with bishop h7. After that, black's position seems quite safe there. But here the attack starts. As you can see, white is obviously leading in terms of development. He has pieces in a better developed spot, and he starts the attack with knight h4. Okay, obviously it makes sense when you are ahead in development. It's better to start the attack as quickly as possible. So knight h4. Bishop h7 is what black played. And okay, maybe this move I can say up to some extent is difficult for many of us, which white played. But once you understand the concept, it looks more logical and relatively simple as well. Okay, so bishop takes h6 is the move that white chose in this position. Okay, so he's leading in development. He has like all the pieces out except for the rook on a1. It's ready for the attack. And he's not waiting for black to complete his development. He wants to begin the attack as quickly as possible before black consolidates. So here apparently g h6, queen g4 followed by knight f5. The attack still continues, which is something like very similar to what happened in the game, but apparently that's a better way to continue for black. But black in the game took the pawn on h2 followed by bishop f4. It feels like this is a more simple equalizing line because in case bishop into f4, queen into f4 happens, it feels, I mean, the knight on h4 is under attack and the knight has to run away. So knight d7 followed by, and it feels like black is just completely fine after that. But here comes the second move. Bishop takes g7, king takes g7. Again, from here, it's all very simple, natural follow-up of lines. Queen g4 check, obviously. King h8 was played, and knight f5, threatening queen g7 checkmate. Apparently, rook g8 is not there because of rook e8. So black's only way to defend queen g7 checkmate probably is to continue with bishop into f5. Queen takes f5, again natural move. Queen d6. And once again g3 in this position, because we need the rook to join the attack, and the best way to do is g3 followed by king g2. The point is rook h1, the rook starts the attack. And black played b5. Okay, this is like, yeah, trying to create some counterplay, but okay, obviously there's nothing much, it's just a natural retreat, a normal move. Black tried to trade off the queens. Well, if you think about it, this may be a difficult moment in the game for white, because as we know, exchanging the queens means white will end up losing his initiative. But nevertheless, white took the queen in this position and entered this position with a full piece down. As you guys can see, white just has one pawn for the knight in this position, and more or less we are already entering the endgame. But the point is, white's attack is still not slowing down thanks to these pieces that haven't started their game yet. Rook e7. The point is, white is threatening rook h1 followed by rook h6, which means checkmate right there. And at the same time taking control of the 7th rank, not letting the knight develop to d7. And black played g5. The point is, he wants to go rook h1 can be met with rook f6. This is basically black's idea. I think rook h1 is also another way to continue, but white played rook e6 in this position, and king g7 was met with rook h1. Now the bishop is more or less trapped, and black defended that with rook h8. And those who wish to find the answer here can pause the video at this point and try to guess the remaining moves yourself. The remaining moves were like amazing, like starting from here. So rook e7 check. King g6 was played in the game. King f6 also should be met with the same idea, I guess. And here we go. Bishop c2 check. Once again, there is no other square. King f6 is the only move. And rook h e1, threatening rook e6 checkmate. And the only way to defend is g4. And rook e6 was met with king g5 and rook g6 followed by rook e5. And eventually a beautiful mate occurred on the board. And the game was just an amazing attacking game where it felt like black played some natural moves and suddenly it was like completely in a lost position. So as I said earlier, like this game, maybe up to some extent, bishop h6 and bishop g7, yeah, like sacrificing that bishop because it doesn't feel very natural to do that in the early stage of the game. But once you get that idea, I think all the remaining moves that white played, it felt like very natural for white, and most of us will be able to guess those moves. And I think that's a mark of great players. When they play a game, it feels like the whole game is just very easy. Like I have felt this when Federer plays tennis. It feels like, okay, oh my god, tennis feels so easy. You will get to know when you try it out yourself. But again, it was a great game by Nepomniachtchi, and Li Chao also allowed Nepomniachtchi to execute this checkmate eventually. It was again kudos to him. So I think with this we can end this game and this video, and I'll see you all in the next video then.